Hey guys, Aaron Classic Gamer, and we just picked up the Evercade Premium Pack. So this came out about 2 years ago, I think, and I never jumped on board. I waited until I found one that was in a little bit cheaper. So we picked this up. It comes with 3 different game packs. It comes with Data East, Atari, and Interplay. It shows you on the box here. It includes the console itself, the handheld console, 3 cartridges, which is the Atari Collection 1, Interplay Collection 1, and Data East Collection 1. It says officially licensed games, and it includes Centipede, Missile Command, Ninja Golf, Asteroids, Earthworm Jim, Boogerman, Clay Fighter, Battle Chess, Burger Time, Midnight Resistance, Joe and Mac 2, and Bad Dudes, and many more. It says more game collections available. Apparently there's about 38 between the console and the arcade collection, so that's pretty cool. This also plays on the TV utilizing an HDMI converter, the micro HDMI to the HDMI, which isn't too complicated. We have one of those that we use on our SNK Classic console. So you just plug that in right there, this little connection, and then there's your HDMI that would go to your TV or your capture card. So that's pretty cool. Let's see, guys. We'll just do a quick little overview of the box. Like I said, it shows the 3 games right here. It talks about how it can play on TV. Comes with unique cartridges. The screen is in 4:3 aspect ratio. On the sides, it says Evercade. It says it's in color. Wow. Or the color's white, I'm sorry. Alright, here we are on the back with a obnoxious sticker. And it just tells you again it's a premium pack. It's in multiple different languages, as you can see here. We've got the 3 collections, and it shows the box art of the first 3. And then there's the console, and it says a 4.3-inch large screen. Not 4:3 aspect ratio, sorry, I said that previously. And it again tells you can play it on the TV, and it says it's a unique cartridge system with responsive controls. It says other cartridges are available. Collect them all, and that's the cool thing about this system, is everything's released on an old school cartridge. I think it's like a micro SD that's within the cartridge, but either way, they're actually officially licensed. It's one of the few things that Blaze, collections of games that Blaze has ever created, that has actually been really, really good. So here we go. It just talks about the different collections that are included, and then it just tells you that there's more to pick up at your leisure. This is made by Blaze Entertainment. Of course, there's the website, evercade.co.uk. It's designed in the UK, of course, made in China like everything else. Alright guys, let's go ahead and flip the box over one last time. It does show all the different games. There's the console. And then all the games that are included. The Data East Collection. You've got Burger Time, Magical Drop 2, Bad Dudes, Midnight Resistance, very good game. Side Pocket, Joe and Mac 2, Burnin' Rubber, which is fun but very frustrating. Karate Champ, Fighter's History, that's a great game. 2 Crude Dudes, which is, I believe, the sequel to Bad Dudes. And then over here, you have the Data East Collection 1, which is Earthworm Jim, Clay Fighters, Boogerman. Let's see. It says Earthworm Jim again, which that is a typo, I think. Let's see. Then we have, it should have been Battle Chess. Check that out. Wrong art. Anyway, then it has Incantation and Titan. Titan's kind of like I don't know. It's a puzzle game, but it's very strange. Alrighty, over here we have Centipede on the Atari Collection 1. Adventure, Alien Brigade, Asteroids, Missile Command. Let's see. Crystal Castles, Food Fight, Desert Falcon, Motor Psycho, Canyon Bomber, Gravitar, Double Dunk, Ninja Golf, Steel Chase, Night Driver, Tempest. So a lot of cool games. Most of these are 2,600 games. Video Pinball, Adventure. Let's see. I can't read it. Sword Quest and Yar's Return. So a lot of cool games there, guys. A lot of cool games. So we've got 20, 30, 36 games that are included in this package. Let's go ahead and open it up. I know we're a little late to the party here, but I just thought it warranted opening up the game. Alright, ready to play again. Evercade. Nothing too wild on the box, just shows you who created it and where it came from. Very nice presentation. Of course, this is a used system, but it's been repackaged kind of like as it originally was released. We've got ourselves a nice quick start guide that shows the system. There's all the buttons, multiple different languages. You kind of get how that is. Let's go ahead and check out the system as I attempt to throw it on the ground. Of course, it does take cartridges like we talked about. It's got very nice buttons. It has a good weight to it. I imagine it'll be a little bit heavier with the cartridge installed, but check that out. A little reflective, nice little screen. Let's turn it on and see what it does. Blaze Entertainment. Will it do anything without a cartridge in it? I do not know. Oh, that's cool. I was told this has been upgraded to the current OS, or newest update, I guess. So we hit the menu button, we've got display. It looks like you can change the brightness on the screen. And then we've got scan lines on or off. Those are set to on. Does make the picture a little darker. The screen can dim if you'd like it to. I'll show you the battery percentage. You have the aspect ratio. It says original pixel, or pardon me, original ratio, pixel perfect, and full screen. You've got shaders and scan lines. You've got none, subtle scan lines, and strong scan lines, and you can kind of see how that changes the darkness of the image. And then you have bezels. You've got Evercade Neon, Origin, wireframe, ratchet loft, logo, legends, and box art. Let's just do box art, I guess. Then we've got different themes. You've got Evercade Neon and Origin. Origin's kind of reddish, whereas the other is blue. We've got, let's see, the sound menu. You've got the master, BGM, and SFX. So that's cool. It has those options. All the different languages. Of course, you've got Dutch, English, Spanish, French, Italian, Polish, Portuguese, all sorts of different languages. Let's check out the system. You can do a factory reset or controller mode. Supposedly, you can play on the Evercade Versus and use this as a controller with the USB that's included. So that's kind of cool. There's your legal stuff. And it just scrolls. Looks like it goes through all the cartridges. That's kind of cool. We've got 1, 2, and 4. And then there's credits. It just talks about who developed everything and who funded it with the GoFundMe, because this started with a GoFundMe. All that cool stuff. What's kind of weird is it's like Xbox instead of Nintendo. You've got A on the bottom, B on the side, X here, and then Y instead of A, B, X, Y. No cartridge inserted. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Let's check out the games and the box art and the manuals. Alright, first we have the Atari Collection 1. And these are numbered cartridges. This is number 1. Reminds me of like a SEGA Genesis clamshell case. Alright, we have the cartridge. It's got a little art, not too much artwork, but a little bit there. And then there's the logo of Atari and Collection, and it says it's the first cart. So that's neat. Makes these definitely a lot more collectible, having the manuals. But check out that manual. Looks like it's in full color. There's on the back a guy playing his Evercade in his retro room, having a hell of a good time. There's his Atari 7800 sitting down there. That's pretty cool. It says about Atari. Atari Inc. founded in Sunnyvale, California in 1972 by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney. The company was a pioneer in arcade games, home video game consoles, and home computers. In 1977, Atari launched the legendary Atari 2600. This was the first mass-market home console and sold over 30 million units. Atari played a major role in shaping the electronic entertainment industry in the 70s and the mid-80s. Said everyone who's ever taken a shower has an idea. It's a person who gets out of the shower, dries off, and does something about it makes a difference. That's from Nolan Bushnell. Let's just take a quick look here at all the awesome colored descriptions of all the games. We're not going to read all those. Just going to check it out. We got Centipede, Ninja Golf, like we said. Video Pinball. Not a lot of fun, the Video Pinball, I don't think, that I played on the 2600. Aqua Adventure is cool. It's kind of an early shoot 'em up. There's Canyon Bomber and Crystal Castles. Alien Brigade. That's kind of like NAM 1975, if you guys ever played that on the Neo Geo. Little earlier version, I guess, of that. Well, it came out in 1990, about the same time frame. There's good old Asteroids. That's a classic. And the 2600 version is actually very, very awesome and comparable to that of the arcade. Desert Falcon, Double Dunk. That's a kind of hard game to play. It's a sports game from way back in, let's see, does it say? It does not, but it was the early 70s, I think. No, it was released in 1989. Holy crap, but it looks terrible. Of course, it's on the Atari 2600. Alright, Food Fight. Now, that's from the early 80s. That's from 83. Gravatar, that's a lot of fun, guys. Also from 83. Ton of games on this. Missile Command, and this is a good version of Missile Command. Plays pretty good. And Motor Psycho, that's a fun game. The crashing sequence is crazy in this. I think, yeah, this was on the 7800. I do have that in the collection. Along with many of these other ones. There's Night Driver. It's nothing too crazy. It's an early racing game from 1980. It is a lot of fun. Reminds you of Pole Position to a degree. There's Steel Chase, your horse racing game. Sword Quest, it's kind of like an adventure game. Tempest, it's definitely not the best version of Tempest. The 7800 version's a lot better. And the arcade is obviously a ton of fun. It's a vector game. There's a good old adventure, the first adventure game that I can recall ever hearing about. That came out in 1979. There's Yar's Return instead of Yar's Revenge. Definitely a fun game. A space shooter, and you're flying around here as this spaceship, and you're trying to destroy that spaceship. So, definitely interesting. And it just says, more collections available. We've got the Namco Museum 2, Data East, which we have, Interplay, which we have, Mega Cat Studios, Pico, Technos, Atari. Apparently they came out with 2 collections. Another Namco Museum, and an Interplay Part 2. Alright, cool. And so that's that manual. That's really cool. Check out the back of the box here. This just shows all the 20 classics. I'm not going to read those all over again. Just figured I would show you that, and it just shows the box art of those games. Very, very nice presentation, guys. Next we have the Data East Collection, and this is number 3. Number 2 is actually Namco Classics, and that was actually discontinued, so it might be hard finding that. This includes 10 different games, as you can see there. Here's good old Burger Time. Can't go wrong with that. What a game. Like I said, as I said, it's number 3 here. On the back, it says, this collection is a celebration of 8 and 16-bit Data East classics to the Evercade, including 10 classic Data East games, Burger Time, Bad Dudes, Midnight Resistance, Side Pocket, Karate Champ, Joe and Mac 2, Fighter's History, 2 Crude Dudes, Magical Drop, and Burning Rubber. There's your artwork there. It's pretty cool, guys. There's our manual and really awesome cartridge. Again, it's got the Data East logo, which I always thought was awesome. And it's number 3, as you can see. Just a really cool presentation. The manuals are very small, but they're all in color. All about Data East. Data East Corporation, sometimes abbreviated as DECO, was formed in 1976, originally making arcade hardware and releasing some of their own titles. During the period, the company released 150 games with worldwide success, classics like Burger Time, Bad Dudes, and were arcade hits and led to successful home console ports during the 1980s. Outside of video games, Data East made pinball machines and developed early mobile phone technology. As with many companies of the time, the highly competitive video game space pressured them to move away from games and eventually closed in 2003. It says Data East left a legacy of great games, and we are delighted to bring some of our best to the Evercade. I'm not sure who owns Data East now. There's good old Burger Time, and you got 2 pages here for each manual. it looks like. Well, no, just for that. That's kind of the marquee game, I guess. There's good old Bad Dudes. Awesome, awesome game on the NES. Good old beat 'em up. And then Burning Rubber. Two Crude Dudes. That's like the sequel to Bad Dudes. Look at those sprites. They're huge. So awesome. Cyberpunk Counter-Strike. Yeah, they have a great collection of games. They ought to make like 10 Data East cartridges. Fighter's History. Kind of a Street Fighter clone, I guess. It's came out somewhere in between, yeah, 93. So right after Street Fighter 2. Has a lot of the similar movesets, the half circle rotations, things like that, and the button combinations. It is a fun game. It's got, I think, 8 or 9 different characters to choose from. But it's decent. It's a decent fighter. Uses, I think, 6 buttons, which is comparable to Street Fighter. There's Karate Champ. That's a fun game, albeit very, very hard. Joe and Mac 2, Lost in Tropics. That's a beautiful action platforming game. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm sure it looks great on here. Side Pocket. It gets two pages. It's a pool game, guys. Pool simulator. It's a cool game. Very competent game. A lot of people say it's one of the better simulators of back then. And it just says all the different games again. But it's a game over this time. Really cool, guys. Then we have the USB cable. Nothing too wild. It just uses like the micro USB to USB. I imagine that's how you charge it or update it on the computer. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, so you actually have to plug it into the computer and update it, which is kind of old school, but that's okay. Not being connected to the internet initially means they'll actually complete the games or make them mostly playable before they release them. Unlike today. Alright, the Interplay Collection only has 6 games, but there's some cool games on here. As you can see, they actually didn't mess up the Battle Chess artwork on here like they did on the packaging of the Evercade. And here we are, the side art here. Of course, this is number 4 like we had talked about. There's the Interplay logo. That's neat. Alright, Evercade Collection 1. The Interplay Collection comes to Evercade, packed full of classic games. The mighty Earthworm Jim is joined by Clay Fighters, Boogerman, Battle Chess, Titan, and Incantation. Incantation's kind of cool. It reminds me a little bit... God, what game? Also on the Neo Geo, Magician Lord. It's kind of like that. Not as cool or awesome as Magician Lord, but it's similar gameplay. It's a platformer, and you can like cast spells and propel, I don't know, magic at the bad guys. You can do some teleportation, so a lot of similarities. Very cool, though. Here's a cartridge. Love that Interplay cursive design. There we go. It just looks great on that white backdrop there. This is Collection 1, number 4 cartridge, like we said. Let's take a look at this manual. Again, all these color manuals. Isn't this so cool? Alright, about Interplay. Since 1983, Interplay Entertainment has developed and published hundreds of highly regarded games and produced and licensed titles for many of the most popular interactive entertainment software platforms in the action, arcade, adventure, RPG, and strategy puzzle categories. Interplay's portfolio of well-recognized titles includes Battle Chess, Clay Fighters, Descent, Earthworm Jim, Free Space, Giants, Messiah, MDK, Run Like Hell, and Sacrifice. Interplay also holds rights to many more Virgin Interactive and Titus Interactive titles. Titus Interactive. Sorry, my voice cut out there. This collection brings together several favorites from the Interplay catalog. We hope you enjoy playing these games as much as it pleases us to bring them to you. Alright. So there's Earthworm Jim, an absolutely beautiful game from the mid-90s. I played the version on the Super Nintendo much later in the decade. Ton of fun. You can shoot or whip your, like, worm head, I guess, at people. Oh no, my light just died. Oh well, guys. Here's Clay Fighter. Light on the camera died. Clay Fighter is a cool little fighting game. Sorry that this cut out on you guys. There we are. We've got Battle Chess, where it's chess, but they move slower, and there's different scenes and animation, which is pretty cool that goes with it. Good old Boogerman, it's kind of disgusting. He burps and farts and picks noses and yeah, it's just pretty wild. You know, definitely a 90s game. Came out in 95, and it's definitely, you know, rode that whole MTV wave of the 90s, 80s into the 90s. There's Incantation, obviously a beautiful game. Sorry that the lighting isn't the greatest. I'm trying to improve it just a little bit. And then there's Titan. Pretty cool game. Very hard. Alrighty. And it just shows all the different games again. And it says game over once again. That's it, guys. That has been the Evercade Premium Package unboxing. And just kind of checking it all out. I'll throw a cartridge in real quick just so you can see how quick it boots up. They say it's instantaneous, so let's see. Yeah, it is. It's very instantaneous. That's cool. And let's see. A enters so you can play. It tells you about the game. It says read more. That's kind of cool. Okay, you can scroll down and take a look at information about each game. Shows you controls, some box artwork. You can play or jump into your last save. That's cool. There's Incantation. Yeah, that's neat. And apparently this wasn't on the original, not the OS, sorry, but the update. The update has changed it all, has updated the OS. There's Battle Chess. That's pretty cool, guys. And it just kind of opens up. That's cool. Let's just click a game and see how quick it takes to jump in. Cool bezels. Oh wow, look at that. That looks beautiful. And you can mess with the display. There's pixel perfect. Wow, that looks great. You can do pixel perfect and go crazy with the scan lines. Now look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just make it a little bit darker. But that's okay. There's full screen. I don't know why you'd want to do that with this. Kind of stretches it out, makes it a little ugly, but that wouldn't be how you would remember it. So probably original and some subtle scan lines are probably a little better. Overall, makes it better looking, but still very retro image. Alright guys, and here's the menu button. Looks like you can jump right out of the game. Wow, look how quick that is. You can just go between games on the cartridge. That's cool, guys. That's been the Evercade Premium Pack unboxing, guys, with the 3 game packs. Number 1, the Atari the Atari Collection 1, and then number 3, which is the Data East Collection 1, and then number 4, which is the Interplay Collection 1. So I'm guessing all those had at least one more iteration. That's really cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Sorry about my light dying halfway through the game, or the video, pardon me. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. As always, peace and happy gaming.